Let's talk about real quick, and Spicy, let's pull up some footage of this game because Spicy played this a lot. I played this a lot this week, and that is Rimworld, or as Jordan says, Rim Job World. I don't know why he says that, but he told me that earlier today. But Rimworld, for those of you that don't know, is a game that has been on PC and it just came. It just came to console, and it is Stardew Valley mixed with a City Skylines, kind of. It's this sim management game, civilization management game, really, but it's super in depth. It's super fun. Basically, you start with a couple characters. They're called pawns in Rimworld. You land on this planet, you select where they land, they crash land, and then you build a civilization. And tons of crazy stuff happens. Marauders come, traders stop by, and you've got to defend your city against them. If you don't keep your people happy, they can go crazy and go on murdering sprees, which has happened to me more than once, and I just start over when that happens. I can't lose my people. I actually name our people us with our traits.
Oh, yeah. That's
Mark, you've always been the builder.
Yeah.
Jordan has always been the hunter. I've been the doctor. I don't know why I picked myself as the doctor, but
doctors are smart.
What I do.
You see yourself as smarter than us.
Better. I'm the healer. But I jumped in and played this game before my trip. I mean, for hours and out, basically all day Saturday and all day Sunday last week. And then even today, I jumped back in when I got back. And it is a ton of fun. This game app, so on Steam, when they review this game, when you review a game, it tells you how many hours you've played, and then it summarizes. It's got 20,000 reviews, very positive reviews, and the average play time out of those 20,000 is 140 hours. And it definitely sucks you in. Yeah. It's very, very good. I was impressed. I played the tutorial, and I'm not going to lie, after playing the tutorial, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I can get into this. So I didn't finish the tutorial. I was like halfway through and I was like, screw it. I just want to play the game. So I played the game. Night and day experience. It was a lot more fun just playing the game. And that's what hooked me. So definitely, if I would watch YouTube videos, there's a lot of YouTube content on there on beginning to get down the controls. There's even console videos already out there. And then just jump into the game. But I'm loving this. I love everything about it. I think I was playing City Skylines. I haven't jumped back to City Skylines because I've been playing this. It scratches that itch. If you like Stardew Valley, I think you'll really like this. It's intense. It's complicated. You've got to think how you're going to build, where you're going to build, how you're going to get your resources, who's going to defend your property or your town, how you're going to structure your town. Oh, it's time to level up. Let me get electricity in here. Let me level up my walls, stuff like that. Let me recruit this prisoner. And then, I mean, you can basically have unlimited pawns and just continue to grow your civilization. The pawns are the people
that you get in your town.
Yeah. So I really enjoy it. Highly recommend it. Spicy, I know you played a lot this week. What are your thoughts, impressions, Rimworld?
Okay. So there's a couple things I want to talk about. This is obviously an older game on PC, but
and just one guy created it. Similar, again, to Stardew Valley.
And yeah, no kidding. I mean, when you make a great game, that's awesome. Why I think this is a good discussion to have is this game is an excellent example of a game that is very, very meant for PC.
Mouse and keyboard.
It's like I would not know how to make this game for a controller if I did not see how they did it.
Yeah, and it's very intuitive.
Correct. I think this is to the argument that we've had a million times before. When a developer tries to make a controllable game for console possible, and they do it, you can do great things if you know what you're doing. If you try.
That's like the key word. You just got to try.
This game is extremely complicated with management and a million buttons and a million things. But they have so many different ways that they left trigger map things to X, A, B, Y, which go into different menus. And it's very, very, very intuitive. We're watching gameplay right now. It looks extremely complex, but how they were able to take this game from a PC and it's not just to pour it over. They restructured the entire UI for console and it plays very, very, very well. So I wanted to mention that
And sorry, since you mentioned that, what we're watching is a console edition that we are seeing played, and you can see how fluid this person just ran through the menus and is controlling everything.
Yeah. So to the game itself, if you have not played this, I would definitely take a look at it. If you like SimCities, if you like Stardew Valleys, and even if you don't, this game it's very, very rewarding to play. Very rewarding because it's a game. It's almost like a Terraria, a Minecraft in a way, where you are building your city, your town, I guess, your survival town, and how the game is structured is they have storytellers, the AI.
Yeah.
They call them storytellers, and they throw different things at your town, essentially. And you can change the difficulty and change how often they do that. But it really does create a story within your town, unlike a SimCity would have, or unlike Stardew Valley is much more linear with those stories, which is fine. I really, really like that. But this makes it a very organic way to enjoy a replayable storyline. And I like that you're renaming your characters.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you right now.
I pause right there real quick, just on your story thing. I feel so attached to my characters that when something happened, I have started like 12 new worlds because some key character will die, and I'm like, holy shit. And it
just pause the game and you're hurt.
It like affects you. And so just to double click on your point, Spicy, I was like, how is this going to tell a story? It's not going to, but it does. And it sucks you in. And it's like this evolution of your town and events that happen. It's really cool, but can continue.
No, like, speaking of that, my first playthrough, you know what sucks? Alzheimer's sucks, man. Speaking of, like, because I had a really, really smart person, and I think because they were smart and old, they get Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And I mean, in real life, it sucks. I've had experience with that. It sucks. But in this game, it sucks too, because I really like this character. And then half the day, she's wandering around.
Not doing anything.
And it's like, okay, but I need the food.
Can you please just harvest? Just harvest for us?
Go back to that research desk and figure out how we can get better meds.
Yeah. So have you started with 5 characters or 3? What's your starting?
I do the 3.
I do the 3 as well.
Yeah. It's the crash landing starting.
Yeah, that's what I start.
And no, I really like it. I like how it's a struggle the entire way, regardless of what level. Not level. It's just how the storyteller dynamic works. It's according to how big you are and how strong you are. Mm-hmm. That's how they throw things at you. But I think behind the code, it's a money system. The game looks at how much quote unquote assets you have, and then starts doing things after you. Like I had a mad pack of alpacas come in and just
annihilate you,
destroy me. like, and then but that was later on. Like it does a really good job at pushing your game to the limits, regardless of where you are. You can obviously go to super easy and just play story and just build it up.
Basically, like creative mode.
Creative mode, yeah.
I've just been playing the standard mode, which is like how the game's intended to be played for most people. And it's very, very good. And to your point, Spicy, it increases as you increase it, but it's always this perfect balance. It seems like
it's really, really, really
one of the
done.
things that once you start to really make progress, if you don't recruit anyone additional, it forces you to make these opportunity cost decisions, like. Because you can go in, every character, the way there's an attachment to characters. Every character has traits, and they have things that they're interested in and better at. And those are denoted by flames, 1 flame or 2 flames. And so you want your 2 flame guys to increase their skill and their 2 flame abilities, but they could have traits that are incredibly toxic to the rest. I
have one that hates men.
Yeah, you'll need somebody. And then you've got someone that's but you'll need them because they're like a 12 on weapons, let's say.
Yeah.
And you need that dude. You need that dude to protect your civilization here. But
You may
they
not
could
like
have the
him,
most
but-
toxic. They could be a psychopath trait. They could have the psychopath trait, which means they will kill your other people if there's a fight. And it's just this crazy give and take decision making process, but storyline process. Now, one thing that I'm looking forward to that is not yet on the console that the PC has a huge advantage over is this game is very mod heavy.
Oh yeah,
On
sure.
PC, and there's a ton of mods. One of the mods on PC that a lot of people install is the, for lack of a better term, I'll call it the gene mod, where two characters can have a baby, and based on their traits, like that baby will adopt those traits. And so that's a mod, and everybody uses it. And so it's basically infinite with those types of things. Infinite replayability. There's UI mods and stuff like that. Storytelling, different story modes in mods. So once those get to console, I'm going to be very, very excited to play those. But this game is incredibly addictive.
Yeah.
I think outside of Stardew Valley, or since the first launch of Stardew Valley, this has been the first game to just reach out and grab me like Stardew Valley did.
Yeah. Well, you name people, as with your friends. You want to know how I name my people?
what do you do?
I
Wait,
name.
wait, can I guess?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess you do like shooter, harvester, builder, so
Yeah.
that you don't know. So that
I
you
do
know.
the 3 top strengths,
Yeah.
and if they don't have strengths, I call them maid or butler. So that
That's-
well,
well,
you
because
got to
I-
worry about cleaning your place too, because if you have a place that gets dirty, which animals, if you have a pet, animals can bring in dirt, or if you put your farm next to your kitchen,
Yeah.
they bring in dirt. They get sad.
There is all these what ifs. It's basically a giant what if machine.
That's
What
so
if
true.
then
I have
machine?
Planter, or I have farmer, I have cook, I have hunter, I have all those things. I call them like
Their task.
hunter, defender, hauler.
Well, so I think because I was doing that, I would go like David Doc Paskett, right? Because
the alias?
the nickname shows up underneath them.
Oh,
So they still have their full name, but then
Wait,
it's
you
like
can do nicknames?
yeah, the nickname.
That's another slot that I can give them a trait.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's good. Because I was getting creative on some of them that had a lot of good traits.
Yeah, it's crazy. Do you go barracks style sleeping or individual room? I was going barracks all along, and then I learned that how a player sleeps and having their own space matters on their contentness. So I went individual rooms the entire way through.
Oh yeah,
Made a huge difference.
And the people that weren't man haters, you read some of their stories and they're like, this girl really likes this guy. You should make them sleep together. And so I would make their beds together, and then they get it's called a loving bonus. At night they have hearts and stuff.
They have hearts.
And it's like, that's when you know that those two are going to be very happy the next day.
Yeah.